is 19th. It also happens to be the last day of winter. What? Yeah, lots to chat about this morning. Ironic that the last day of winter giving us winter vibes. A live look outside on our Tower Cam network. Taking you over to the Ponce Inlet from our new Smyrna Beach Tower Cam. Surf looking a little choppier. The sky's looking a little bluer. It seems like a winter's morning. At least that's kind of the way it vibes out on this Tower Cam perspective. Live first warning, Doppler radar. Rain-free around Central Florida. But these temperatures, y'all, 53 in Orlando, which is cold. It's 52.3 at my house right now. It's 54 degrees out in Bithlo, about 54 New Smyrna Beach. 46, though, in Palm Coast. 46 degrees in Ocala. It is a chilly start to the day. And, for perspective, okay, we're running 15 to 25 degrees cooler than we were just this time yesterday. Jeesh. 40s and 50s. Now, where do we go from here, right? We warm up little by little. 57, 11 o'clock, 63 by 1 o'clock, 67, our 3 o'clock temperature. It's going to stay cool through the course of the day today. It's going to be a beautiful day, but it's going to stay cool around town. Jeannie says, does not feel like spring in Florida anyway. I know. So here's high temperatures around Central Florida this morning. We're working our way up to 67 in Orlando. We're working our way up to 66 in Ocala, 60 flat in Palm Coast, nearly 70 in Brevard County. That's all we've got. It is a chilly day. Comparing temperatures today to averages, we are well below average, though it doesn't take a meteorologist to tell you that. There's something out there in that air, right? It is cold. Average on the right, forecast on the left. Yeah. All right. Need some warm coffee to kind of help us through the day here, right? Not what you would expect on the first day of spring. Now, it doesn't start until 11:06 tonight. So we'll just say that winter is going out like a lion instead of a lamb, right? I mean, that's a fair statement, right? I don't know. I mean, it's cold. It's cold outside. So where do we go from here? Here's our overall forecast. High pressure in control, giving us this absolutely beautiful but chilly morning, right? We're looking good. High pressure starts to sneak a little closer, and what we'll notice is some milder air sliding in by mid to late week. Then Thursday, watch that Gulf of Mexico. Warm front destabilizing, cold front behind, bringing showers and thunder showers. My friends, Friday is going to be an interesting day. The warm front's going to lift. It's going to throw moisture our direction, and there is some thought, okay, that we could be looking at some feistier stuff. So here's a look at our kind of future cast, if you will. Thursday, starting to heat things up. By Friday, we're throwing in that moisture. That's 9 a.m. Friday is what you're looking at right there. And then through the day Friday, as that warm front lifts, is there a stronger storm component to it? We just don't know yet. But what we do know is that the overall idea here is that this is the kind of weather pattern that will bring interesting weather to us, okay? So looking at the next couple of days together, okay? Let's just begin with that rain chance. We're clear today, clear tomorrow, but Friday we get into those thunderstorms, right? Yeah, all right? Now, in terms of temperatures, watch these. From the 60s as highs today to about 80 on Thursday and then 74 as that storm system moves in. Now, this storm system Friday should not be a surprise. It should not come out of left field because we've seen this happen a few times already, right? Let me take you over to the American GFS model. This is what we're looking at is mean sea level pressure, normalized anomaly. So anomalously high pressure, anomalously low pressure. All right, so the storm system from yesterday, the blues, that's moving on out. But watching the Gulf of Mexico, low pressure out in the Gulf. This is Friday the 22nd, crossing toward the Carolinas, right? Right? Have we seen this before? The answer is yes. If you follow along on our long-range forecasting, this is the part of the weather pattern that we are watching. Well, one of the patterns that we're watching going into hurricane season. This part of the weather pattern just happens to be called the Gulf to Carolinas low. Like, where is that in the Gulf? Panhandle. What is the part that we're watching for hurricane season? The Panhandle. Where does it go? Into the Carolinas. And where does this one go? Into the Carolinas. So this is absolutely that part of the weather pattern happening right where and when it's supposed to. All right? So that's that. The next recycle, this is not a hurricane, this is not a tropical storm, but it is a part of that pattern that we're watching. All right? And then as that clears on out, we'll watch another kind of area of high pressure build in. Maybe some showers, it looks like. Wednesday into Thursday of next week. And then toward the end of the pattern here, the 3rd, the 4th, lowering pressure over us, which is about where it should be. All right, that's going to be part of the next part of that cycling pattern. So I think it's kind of interesting. The Gulf to Carolinas low is that part of the weather pattern. And if you're unfamiliar with all of this, you can head over to wesh.com/hurricane forecast. wesh.com/hurricane forecast, and you can get all the info on that, including the cycling, how it translates to hurricane season, and all that good stuff. Now, that said, with this Friday, we know that there's that storm system that's moving our direction. And truth be told, we know rain, wind, even some storms. What we don't know is timing differences. What we don't really know is intensity and all of that stuff. So that's where we do need to kind of start looking and comparing some model data. And certainly we can be doing that. I don't know that I turned this around yet. Yeah, this is still Monday. Okay. All right, never mind. I was gonna look at the comparison side by side, but I don't have it done. But I can do it real fast. Give me just a second. All right, so let's do what is today? Today's Tuesday. So let's do Thursday 11 p.m. to Saturday 7 a.m. Thursday 11 p.m. to Saturday 7 a.m. Thursday 11 p.m. Saturday 7 a.m. Hold on, I have to make like 3 different graphic updates. Thursday 11 p.m. to Saturday 7 a.m. Thursday, hold on, Thursday, p.m. to Saturday, 7 a.m. All right. It's going to take a few seconds because what it has to do is it has to go, it has to go out and it has to render each individual kind of sector of that. So give it a couple of seconds and we'll get there. Yep, making sausage. Has anyone else noticed the language Eric uses? It doesn't take a weatherman. The weatherman tells us. Well, like there's certain things that you don't need me to tell you, right? Like it's chilly outside. You don't need me to tell you that. I mean, right? Look, here's the deal. Yesterday's high temperature was 87 degrees. Today's high temperature will be 67 degrees. Doesn't take a meteorologist to know that. Right? I mean, right? Oh, man. It's the day before UConn's birthday. Love it. Because math. Exactly. All right, let's see if this is done. It is not done. All right, we'll come back to that. All right. So let's look at the 7-day forecast together here. All right, and just kind of take steps in the right direction, okay? So we know today, gorgeous. First day of spring at like 11 and something tonight. Not a big deal there. Tomorrow, beautiful sunshine, a little warmer. These next couple of days are looking great. For those of us that are on spring break, it's not necessarily looking like pool weather per se, but it's beautiful. 80 degrees on Thursday. That's going to be a pool day. And then Friday, the next opportunity for storms. This weekend's forecast is looking good. It's not as cold, right? But it's going to be nice and cool. So we really do have some beautiful, beautiful weather ahead these next couple of days, right? All right, you better be ready by now. All right, you're ready. Okay, so here's 6 a.m., European on the left, GFS on the right. The rain's really moving in, according to the European, around midday. GFS is kind of early afternoon, and then it sneaks on out. All right, so that's kind of what... But look at how the European is going all the way into Saturday morning with rain. So we're not like 100% dialed in on timing. We're also not 100% dialed in on severity. All right, so let's look at, we looked yesterday, saw a marginal, if that, kind of threat for severe weather. Let's look. This is Friday. This is the GFS in the morning on Friday. I see a pretty saturated air mass over top. So what I'm looking at here... Top left box, that's what's called a skew-T log P diagram. It's looking at temperature and dew point with height, wind direction with height. I mean, there's some turning winds, but I don't really see anything wild. All right. Friday at 15Z, I mean, there's some... There's enough turning where, like, if something gets feisty, there could be a tornadic threat, but it's just not a massive home run. It's a really saturated air mass. Now, the GFS is pretty low resolution, so keep that in mind. But into late day Friday, it's just not there. Now, let's look at... Let's look at the GDPS. All right, Friday. Let's just roll through here. I do see some dry mid-level air. Definitely some turning winds. It's marginal at best, which I'm glad to say. Like, I'm glad that this is not like a homer. Like, that could try, but it's not. All right, that's the GDPS. Hertz, too far out for the her. I think it's too far. The NAM should be able to get it. Friday at 6Z. I mean, definitely some turning winds, but nothing that's screaming anything. Right? There's definitely some turning winds. That's as far out as the NAM goes. Yeah, and the wrap doesn't go out that far. So it's, at the moment, and this needs to go to 80. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, it's just not. It's just not. I'm not seeing any, like, severe weather holy cannolis, right? So, could it happen? Sure. And when you look at the global models, we know that we've got a storm system moving in. What I'm not sold on is any kind of a severe threat, right? So both European and GFS models are throwing in rain. But outside of that, not overly concerned. So let's watch, let's track, and do our thing, okay? Sound good? All right, so that's Friday. We'll be watching. Yeah. Wendy, the Euro and GFS didn't seem to be right about the prediction for the rain yesterday. Didn't see a drop where I am, and they were showing full coverage. I know. You got to remember the lower resolution of the global models. When you get into more finite time frames, you need to look at more mesoscale models like Futurecast and things like that, right? So that's not surprising. It's just a lower resolution grid. All right. Josh says, going on a cruise Friday. We good? Listen, you're going to be in port for the storms, and then you just sail on out. It'll be gorgeous. You'll have fun. Yeah. Mickey's asking about the SIPs. Oh my gosh. Yes. All right. Hold on. Making me work my brain this morning. All right. Stand by. Do that. Do that. Turn that on. All right. SIPs. All right. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, boom. So there's kind of the analysis, and you can see how it's been kind of popping in and popping back out, right? But yeah. So it's there. It's not like a mega scary field or anything, but SIPS is basically showing a marginal threat. That's kind of what we're at. Oh my goodness, these kids are just awful. I'm going to have to go short on Coffee Talk today, okay? Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go short. So, marginal risk is kind of where we're at. All right? So, we'll see. Look, the dynamics are just not there. They're not crazy. They're just not crazy. Yeah. Just speak to the 10-day cool nights. Love it. When the heat hits, it never stops. So this is a treasure to me, Betty says. Day temps are almost perfect now. It's true. It's true. All right. So beautiful weather. We've got the storms on Friday, right? All right. You should start including a pollen accumulation map in your current weather. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Got to get those trucks to go through. Exactly. All right. I'm going to go make sure that these kids don't kill each other and that my wife doesn't kill me. So, all right, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I will see you all later. Sound good? All right, bye.